Are UK banks really limiting how much cash you can withdraw if you're over 60? Millions of pensioners are panicking after viral posts claimed strict new withdrawal rules are coming into effect. Daily limits slashed to just £500, weekly caps of £2,000, mandatory ID checks for every large withdrawal. But here's what nobody's telling you about these so-called new restrictions. Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal might shock you. Welcome back to my channel. If you're over 60 or have elderly relatives in the UK, you've probably seen alarming headlines circulating online about new bank withdrawal limits. Posts on social media claim that major banks like Barclays, HSBC, Lloyds, NatWest, and Santander have introduced strict age-based withdrawal restrictions starting as early as September 2025. Some articles say the limits began in November. Others claim December. The stories vary, but they all paint the same concerning picture: pensioners losing access to their own money. First, let's look at what these viral posts are claiming. According to numerous articles and social media shares, UK banks have supposedly implemented a coordinated policy affecting everyone over 60, 62, 65, or 67, depending on which version you read. The reported restrictions include daily ATM withdrawal limits between £300 and £500, weekly maximum withdrawals capped at £2,000 to £3,000, mandatory identification requirements for withdrawals over certain amounts, and enhanced security checks specifically targeting older customers. The articles claim these measures are backed by the Financial Conduct Authority and are part of the UK Fraud Strategy 2025. They cite concerns about rising scams targeting pensioners, with some reports stating that over-60s lost more than £1.2 billion to fraud in 2024 alone. The justification sounds reasonable on the surface. Protecting vulnerable customers from scams is certainly important. Banks do face genuine challenges with fraud targeting older people. Several articles reference specific implementation dates: September 17th, September 19th, September 27th, October 27th, November 4th, November 11th, November 27th, December 1st. The sheer number of different dates should immediately raise red flags. If this were a genuine coordinated banking policy, there would be a single, clear implementation date announced through official channels. Now here's where things get interesting. I contacted the actual source, the Financial Conduct Authority, which regulates all UK banks. Their response was crystal clear and unambiguous. The FCA stated explicitly that no new limits are being placed on over-60s taking cash out. They confirmed this misinformation is part of a wave of false claims about cash withdrawals circulating online. Full fact: the UK's independent fact-checking charity investigated these claims thoroughly. They found zero government announcements about any such policy, no mentions in Labour's 2024 manifesto, nothing in the Chancellor's spring statement or autumn budget, no press releases from the FCA, the Treasury, or any major high street banks. Even Age UK, the leading charity for older people, has not mentioned any such policy on their website or social media platforms. When Full Fact reached out to major banks including Lloyds, Barclays, and HSBC, they found no credible evidence of age-based withdrawal restrictions. The supposed articles headlined with Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer's image, they don't actually exist when you click through the links. It's a classic misinformation tactic. Create an official-looking preview that disappears when someone tries to verify it. So why are these false claims spreading so rapidly? The misinformation exploits real concerns and mixes truth with fiction. Fraud targeting pensioners is genuinely increasing. UK Finance reported that fraud losses in 2024 exceeded £1.2 billion, with older people disproportionately affected. Cash usage has declined dramatically, falling from 45% of transactions in 2015 to just 14% in 2024. The UK is moving toward more digital banking. These are all true facts. Scammers and misinformation peddlers take these genuine trends and twist them into false narratives. They create scenarios that sound plausible because they're based on real issues. They use official-sounding terminology like Consumer Duty Standards, UK Fraud Strategy 2025, and Banking Standards Board. They reference real organizations like the FCA and real banks. They include specific dates and figures to appear authoritative. The articles are designed to trigger emotional responses: fear of losing independence, concern about government overreach, worry about being treated differently because of age. Once people are emotionally engaged, they're more likely to share the content without verifying it. This is how misinformation spreads virally across social media platforms. This situation highlights why verification is so important. Before believing or sharing alarming claims, check official sources first. Visit the FCA website directly, not through social media links. Contact your bank through their official phone number or website, not through numbers in forwarded messages. Look for government announcements on gov.uk. Check reputable news outlets, not just viral posts. Be skeptical of articles that create urgency and fear. Use vague sources like officials say or experts warn. Include multiple different dates or contradictory details. Don't appear on official bank or government websites or ask you to click suspicious links or share personal information. Full Fact and other independent fact-checkers provide excellent resources for verifying claims. If something sounds alarming, take a moment to investigate before reacting. The few minutes you spend fact-checking could save you from unnecessary worry or protect you from actual scams that exploit this misinformation. Ironically, while worrying about false withdrawal limits, some older people may become vulnerable to actual scams. Real fraudsters use tactics like impersonation calls claiming to be from your bank, requests to move money to a safe account, pressure to withdraw large amounts of cash immediately, offers that seem too good to be true, and requests for your PIN, password, or banking details. If you're over 60 and banking in the UK, here's what you actually need to know. You can continue withdrawing cash as you always have, within your bank's standard limits that apply to all customers. There are no new age-based restrictions on your access to money. You don't need to change your banking habits due to false reports. However, you should remain vigilant about actual fraud risks. If you prefer cash, you have every right to continue using it. The Access to Cash Act protects this right. If your local branch has closed, ask your bank about alternative access points like post office services or banking hubs. Many banks now offer enhanced ATMs with higher withdrawal limits for certain accounts. Consider learning basic online banking skills, even if you prefer cash. This gives you flexibility and allows you to monitor your account for suspicious activity. Many banks offer free tutorials and in-branch assistance specifically for older customers. You don't have to become fully digital, but having some digital literacy provides additional security and convenience. Let me give you some practical protection strategies. First, never share your PIN, even with family members. Memorize it rather than writing it down. Second, be cautious about unsolicited contact. If someone calls claiming to be from your bank, hang up and call back using the official number. Third, take your time with financial decisions. Scammers create false urgency. Legitimate transactions can wait while you verify information. Fourth, set up account alerts. Most banks offer text or email notifications for large transactions. This helps you spot unauthorized activity immediately. Fifth, tell someone you trust if you're worried about a financial interaction. Scammers often isolate victims. Having a trusted friend or family member aware of your concerns provides an extra layer of protection. Sixth, never pay for something by bank transfer to someone you don't know personally. Bank transfers offer less protection than credit cards or other payment methods. If someone insists on immediate bank transfer, it's likely a scam. Finally, remember that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. High-return investments with no risk, unexpected inheritances, or lottery wins you didn't enter are classic scam scenarios. If you've been worried about these reports, you're not alone. Thousands of pensioners have contacted their banks concerned about access to their accounts. The good news is, Your concerns were based on false information, not actual policy changes. Your banking relationship continues as before. If you shared these claims on social media, consider posting a correction. Helping stop the spread of misinformation protects other older people from unnecessary worry. If you made changes to your banking habits because of these false reports, such as withdrawing large amounts of cash to keep at home, reconsider that decision. Cash at home is vulnerable to theft and loss. Your money is safer in your bank account with proper security protocols. If you're still concerned about your specific bank's policies, contact them directly using official channels. Ask about your account's withdrawal limits and any security features that protect your money. Most banks are happy to explain their policies and can even provide personalized advice based on your banking needs. Looking forward. The spread of this misinformation reveals important lessons about our digital information environment. False claims can spread rapidly when they exploit genuine concerns. Official denials don't always reach as many people as the original false claims. Older people may be specifically targeted with misinformation designed to create fear and confusion. We need better systems for combating financial misinformation. The FCA, banks, and fact-checking organizations are working to address this, but individuals also play a crucial role. By verifying information before sharing it, we can slow the spread of false claims. By supporting elderly relatives and friends with accurate information, we can protect them from both misinformation and actual scams. The financial landscape is changing. Digital banking is increasing. Branch networks are consolidating, and fraud methods are evolving. But these changes happen through transparent processes with proper announcements, consultation periods, and regulatory oversight. They don't happen through viral social media posts with conflicting dates and no official confirmation. The false claims about withdrawal limits highlight how misinformation can exploit our natural concerns and fears. For older people who value their independence and have worked hard to save their money, the idea of restrictions feels threatening. That emotional response is understandable, which is exactly why scammers and misinformation peddlers use these tactics. But knowledge is power. Now you know the truth. There are no new age-based withdrawal limits. Your access to your money remains unchanged. The real risks come from actual fraud, not fictional restrictions. By staying informed, verifying suspicious claims, and following basic security practices, you can protect yourself effectively. Your financial independence matters. Your right to access and use cash matters. These rights are protected by law and supported by regulators. Don't let false information undermine your confidence or change your behavior unnecessarily. Trust official sources, verify alarming claims, and remember that legitimate policy changes come through proper channels with clear communication. If this video helped clear up confusion about these false withdrawal limit claims, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with older friends and family members who might have seen the misinformation and be worried. Your share could save someone from unnecessary anxiety or help them avoid falling for actual scams that exploit these false claims. Subscribe to my channel for more fact-based information about UK banking, pensions, and financial matters affecting older people. I cut through the misinformation and provide clear, accurate information you can trust. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, especially when false claims are circulating online. Remember, your financial security comes from staying informed with accurate information, not from believing viral posts that create fear. Check official sources, ask questions, and never feel pressured to make rushed financial decisions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue exploring important financial topics that matter to you. Stay safe, stay informed, and take care.